Hello, welcome to AP World History Modern Online. My name is Matt Walker. I'll be your instructor for this class. I have been teaching AP World History for 9 years. So, in this video, I will be explaining how the course works and what I need you to do to kind of get used to it and get broken in, and what I will be doing for you. If you haven't picked up a textbook and review packet, you can come to Bingham between 2:30 and 3 o'clock to pick them up. AP classes by themselves, traditionally, even in person, are very hard. So I expect that doing it online will be equally difficult. So I promise to do my best to help you, but I need you to do your best so that we can come to a passing score with the AP board at the end of the year. So we're going to start off by taking a look at your starters online on Canvas. So you'll need to log into Canvas and scroll down to the starters under the modules. So first off, your first starter, this whole setup of 1.6 is going to be a learning curve for you. So I will be adjusting scores, but you should be able to get really high scores because I'm going to walk you through them and even give you the answers on 1.6 today. So all of this work, 1.6, 2.1, 2.3, and 2.4, all of this is due this week between September 14th and September 20th. I expect them to be done during that time, so they won't be opened up after September 20th. If you don't get it completed, then you're just going to have to work extra hard on the next section. So clicking on the starter here. So the starter is, what was one event that led to the rise of Europe? So what I need you to do is I need you to type inside. I need you to type inside the box what led to the rise of Europe. You can use your textbooks to look up this. You can, if you're reading 1.6 in your textbook, it'll give you a whole section on the rise of Europe and why Europe rose to power. So I need you to articulate a couple reasons why Europe rose to power. Some of them might be a simple explanation of Ferdinand and Isabella paying for Christopher Columbus to sail to the Americas. You want to fill out your starter after you've done your reading on 1.6 because that will inform you to this. Now, it shouldn't be longer than a paragraph for each question. So a simple 3-sentence answer will suffice. Okay. So then you'll hit submit on that, and I'll get your results. Next, we need to go to the multiple choice quiz. So click on 1.6, and then it has a link to your Skyward account. Now, I need you to log in with your Skyward account, not your parent's Skyward account. Your parent's Skyward account will not work. So if you don't know your own Skyward account, then you need to call your school attendance office, and they should be able to hook you up with it. So when you get into your Skyward account, there are 2 places you can find your assignment. Under the calendaring posted message section here, it says online assignment, take assignment there. Or if you come over here to the right hand side, it says upcoming events, online assignment. You can click on that. Or you can go into the actual assignments tab, and it says take assignment, and you click on that. It'll pull you over to a multiple choice test in Skyward that will look like this. And in this, you'll not have the correct answer already marked, but basically you're going to read the question at the top, which trend followed the temperature pattern shown in the graph. So I'm going to go through and help you with this first one. Basically, these are hard. They also appear in the back of your textbook under the section 1.6. So you can see these questions ahead of time before going into Skyward. So you can have an opportunity to look inside your reading or pay particular attention to the different clues within the multiple choice question itself. So inside your textbook, this is what it looks like on page 62. and so you can take these ahead of time and go from there. You can purchase a digital copy of your textbook from what is it, Perfection Learning. So if we go back, I'm going to walk through some of the ways that you can analyze this. So for this chart, it's a temperature chart over a broad period of time within medieval Europe. And what we see here is we see that the temperature drastically decreased, and when it did, you had several effects. So it's asking you which trend followed the temperature pattern shown in the graph, or you could rewrite that in your head saying which effect followed the temperature pattern shown in the graph. So number one, the centralization of political power. Now that's a possibility, but that's not the main theme here. When you have temperature decline like this, it leads to some other things, as your textbook will the paragraphs on this will explain. The rate of growth in the urban population, yeah, and so that's the correct answer. So let me help you along with the logic. So if you have less food, the effect of having less food is you have a lower population. Lower population is going to is going to result from that less food. So, and this whole section here on page 59 is on the effects of the Little Ice Age on urban growth, as you can see. So, and then the use of systems of coarse labor. Now, coarse labor does occur later, but it has nothing to do with the temperature change. And coercive labor existed prior to it too. The spread of Christianity in Europe. Europe had already spread Christianity through, or Christianity had spread already through all of Europe. So those are not accurate. You always want to go through, even if you think you know the answer, you want to go through the other detractors to find out which one could possibly be true. So this question is, which statement accurately reflects an effect of the temperature pattern shown in the graph again? The Little Ice Age caused shortages of food and reduced the amount of agricultural surplus for trade. So that is the correct answer, but we need to go through the other ones with you really quickly. One result of the Little Ice Age was that, so B, detractor B, one result of the Little Ice Age was the Vikings from Scandinavia began raiding coasts along England and France. Now we know that's wrong because the Vikings were much earlier than the time period that we see here in the chart. So that's wrong. And then C, the detractor C, as climate in Spain cooled, Ferdinand and Isabella financed the voyages of Christopher Columbus in search of land for cash crops. Now remember when I said you could restate that a little bit, that question, which statement accurately reflects an effect? Well, this one just comes right out and says effect. So there is no correlation between Ferdinand and Isabella telling Christopher Columbus to go to India to pick up spices and the long-term effects of the mini ice age. So the cash crop is spice and things like that. So Ferdinand and Isabella, they're not, when you have a global cooling like that, you have a reduction in the amount of food, edible food that people eat, like think wheat and think cows and things like that. So there's less of that. The spices that they're going to get on the other side of the world, that's not relative to this. And then D is wrong because industrialization has not occurred yet, and so that comes later, so it's outside the time period. Okay, a historian would most likely use the chart to research which of the following developments in the period 1450 to 1750. So A, the detractor A, the decline of Norse colonies in Greenland. It's not relative to this. I'm sure that the mini ice age or the Little Ice Age affected them and led to them having less food, but it's not relative to the overall. So if you thought that was the correct answer, you need to read the rest of the questions, because remember at the beginning I said you need to read the questions or the detractors so that you can see which one is the most correct. Native American transfer from dependence on agriculture to hunting. So the Native Americans go from hunting and gathering to agriculture. They don't go backwards. European civil unrest and weakened economies. The downturn in food supplies is going to affect trade, because the biggest items of trade in Europe at this time, as you'll learn more later, is is food items. They have a very rudimentary economy, very little big ticket items. Cash crops come later and things like that. And then C, a surge in witch trials on both sides of the Atlantic. Now, witch trials are going to occur, and there has been books and videos about how the decline in the weather affected the wheat crops and stuff, and that led to witches. But those are broadly speaking ideas. This very specific answer is European civil unrest and weakened economies. Okay, so I've helped you with the multiple choice quiz. You will have 2 multiple choice quizzes online every week on Skyward. You'll have 2 starters every week, if I didn't mention that earlier. Now we're going to go to the matching, and these are where you get the easiest points, because I am not your house to make sure you're taking these properly. So I'm hoping that you go through all of your key terms ahead of time, but these are the 3 most important ones on any section. So number 1, a political structure. So it's just matching. It's fairly simple. A political structure that emphasized land for military service. That land for military service is feudalism. And then rural society was arranged around a manor house or castle on an estate. Free and unfree workers worked the land in return for protection. This is going to be manorialism. And then a system of theology and philosophy taught in medieval European universities based on logic and the writings of the church. That's going to be scholasticism. So your key terms, they will be in your book a little bit, but they're mostly going to be online. If you, it's so much easier just to look these key terms up. The book isn't set up the way some books are. Plus, these are my key terms, what I feel like are the most important terms. Your book might use them the same way and say, hey, this is a really important key term, but not always. And you can write in the review packet book that you need to come get from me. And that has a whole list of all of your key terms for the week for each section. And then next to certain key terms, there's a little dash, and that dash represents which questions you're going to be asked on the quiz. Which key terms are the most important key terms to actually know. Okay, so we need to go. So you have an online video. The videos are found under the unit title, Developments in Europe from 1200 to 1450. These videos are content, and the content is from a guy named Heimler. Heimler has a really professional YouTube channel, and he does this as part of his teaching curriculum. They're spot on. His 1.6 matches up with your book's 1.6, which matches up with the AP Board's online website 1.6. So anywhere you look for materials on this, you need to type in AP World History Modern 1.6 and you'll get it. So you'll need to watch this video, and every single section that I post a video on you need to watch, and they will be Heimler's 99% of the time. Okay, so let me see where I'm at here. You'll be expected to read in the textbook every week. Once again, pick up the textbook at Bingham from me between 2:30 and 3 o'clock this week. Some of you came on Friday. I'll have a time period on Friday that I'll post later in a message saying when you can come pick it up on Friday if you can't get there till Friday. And once again, all the work is due by Sunday, so if you had to wait till Friday to get it, you could still have time to get it done.